Welcome to Pfeiffer-Burleigh, and I'm going to introduce our grade 4 team for the year. I am Mrs. Sinicki. We have Mrs. Fawcett. We have Mrs. Wall with Mrs. Stahl, Mr. Stellwagen, Mrs. Dorr, and Mrs. Kaiser together, and Miss Katie Church Rivera. We're glad that you're watching this, and I want to just say I'm very proud to be here with your students. They are working very hard. They are persevering through a lot of things that we're learning together, and they're doing very well. So with that said, I appreciate too all the parents that I see that are helping students at home get through the things that they don't understand or it's hard for us to do remotely. So I really appreciate that. And now I'm going to turn this over to Mr. Stellwagen so he can share about math for the year.
Thank you, Lisa. So pretty much everything we do in 4th grade is like an amped up 3rd grade. The numbers that these students will be seeing ranges all the way up to millions now. In the second half of the year, they start to learn about decimals. So I just want to take us through a little bit of an overview of how the math progresses throughout the year. We start out, and your students are actually doing right now, we're working with place value and number sense, where we work on things like comparing numbers, rounding numbers. And again, unlike 3rd grade, now they're going to be rounding to any place value. From there, we start working on our multiplication and division, in which in 4th grade, we use area models. So they will not have to do the standard algorithm that you are probably more familiar with. That will be in 5th grade. After we work on our multiplication and division, we get into fractions, okay? The students this year will be adding fractions with like denominators. We will also be multiplying fractions. No dividing of fractions. That will be 5th grade. After we get through our fractions unit, that is where these students actually see for the first time, they see decimals, okay? It's going to be weird for them to understand that there are place values to the right side of our ones place, but we will get through it. After we do our decimals, we actually go into measurement. When we do measurement this year, we still work on things like line plot, area, perimeter. The students will get familiar with protractors. They will be using protractors. Angles for 4th grade is actually a lot harder than angles for 5th grade. They will have to use them to measure to the exact angle, and as well as know what an acute angle, an obtuse, an acute, and a straight is. After that, we will finish up the year with our geometry unit. We're thinking that that's going to be a little bit tough this year because that is what they missed last March in 3rd grade. But when we get to it, we'll be working on things like points, rays, and other 2-dimensional figures as well. Back to you, Lisa.
All right, and next up we have Mrs. Fawcett.
Hello, parents. How are you? We have a reading and writing integrated curriculum that is called CKLA. So if your kids refer to something as their CKLA book or activity, that is the reading and writing program. They were sent home with the activity books for Unit 1 and Unit 2. The readers are still here at school and possibly will be sent home, but in the meantime, they can access all the reading books online. The children know how to do that, to go through our online extensions, and they can access the reading books and even have the reading books read to them if they're having a difficult time with the reading. The reading program goes through fiction. We're starting out with personal narratives, which is writing. It goes through fiction, it goes through nonfiction, and it ends with the American Revolution, and even has a unit in there on geography. So it does put some social studies and science into our curriculum. They can access anything that we do through the reading course or another platform that we have online. That's right through Schoology. They go to their courses, they go to Reading 4, they can access our assignments, tests, quizzes. Most of the kids are getting pretty good at doing that. If there's any questions, just let us know. You can email the teachers, call the teachers, and the kids can always use our office hours, or you can, to ask us any questions about the reading program. The writing is integrated into the reading, so in every unit that we have, whether it's fiction or nonfiction, they'll be doing writing. It might be poetry, they might be doing some research, or just narratives of some kind. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Fawcett. And next we have Mrs. Wall with Mrs. Stahl.
Hi, parents. So glad to see you today. I'm going to share my screen, and I am going to share with you how you can access your students' grades right now. We are working on the integration with Infinite Campus. However, right now, if you go to your child's Schoology page and you go to any one of the courses and you click on that course, down the side, you will see a grade book. You click on the grade book, and that will give you your child's current percentage for each of the subject areas. If you click on the percentages, it will actually take you to the assignment. It will tell you how long your child took doing the assignment, as well as the answers to the questions. So that is one way that you can stay up to date on how your child is doing grade-wise. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to your child's homeroom teachers. We are so happy you are here.
Thank you, Mrs. Wall. Mrs. Stahl.
I am the ESL teacher in Mrs. Wall's room, so I'm helping anybody that is learning English for the first time. If you would like to contact me, I can put my email up on the, I'll put it up on the board behind me, and I can help arrange for interpreters to come in during meetings if you need somebody to help interpret. Where would they be?
Thank you, Mrs. Stahl. And you'll see her email behind her. And now we have our next two fourth grade teachers, Mrs. Dorr and Mrs. Kaiser.
Hi, fourth grade families. Today, Mrs. Kaiser and I are here to talk about a distraction-free place for your students. So we want to make sure that your students are alert and awake during our Zoom meetings. So make sure you're sitting up, even if you're sitting at a desk or a table, or if you don't have one, or if it's being used by another sibling or your parents, maybe you can just sit on your floor on your bed, but you shouldn't be laying down. And Mrs. Kaiser's gonna finish.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Kaiser. If possible, find an area away from siblings, parents, or guardians so that you're distraction free. We want you to be the most successful during this time. And it is very important that you pay your best attention and do your very best. We are all here for you, and we are all in this together.
Thank you, Mrs. Dorr and Mrs. Kaiser. I'm going to scooch out of the way for Mrs. Church Rivera.
Hi, everyone. I am the emotional support teacher here at Pfeiffer-Burleigh. So I do service 4th and 5th grade. So you may see me with some of your students. And here is our matrix. We are still wanting our students to be respectful, responsible, and safe. We want them to be respectful when they're entering into the into the Schoology. Videos on, audio off, stay muted until you are asked to unmute. Staying in the distraction-free space, as Ms. Dorr and Ms. Kaiser were talking about. Be on time and ready to learn. Using the equipment as intended, using kind words and faces is how we be safe. When we are doing our teacher-led whole groups, we're asking students to be respectful by keeping your videos on, your audio off, and staying muted. When we are being responsible, we are focused, paying attention, participating, and asking questions. When we are safe, we're staying in our learning spots, and we're using kind words and faces. During our breaks, please be respectful by taking turns in speaking. Be responsible by returning back on time and taking care of your needs during break times. How we are being safe, we are using our kind words and faces. When you are doing independent, that means without the teacher, we're asking you to be respectful by using your equipment as intended. Please don't color or mark on the computers or the screens. Being responsible, distraction-free space again. Trying your best, using positive self-talk, and completing the assignments as assigned. How we are safe, you are staying again in your learning spot.
Thank you, Ms. Rivera. So one last time, I am really happy that you have taken the time to join us.